Yo, Jordan Hare Magic tried its hardest, but UGA got better and answered questions about composure. Adversity, Auburn only came on the 2 turnovers. Sorry for my voice, guys. I was at the game yesterday. I was yelling.
Y'all gave them hell, boys. Y'all fought, man. Those boys fought.
Okay. I've been thinking about a lot what I was going to say about this game. Look, I don't think it's any secret. Georgia has better players than Auburn, right? That's no secret. Auburn fought their guts out yesterday. They left nothing on the field. They have nothing to be ashamed of or nothing to be embarrassed about. But I feel like you could have got that one.
Yeah.
That's one that it wasn't as crazy, especially when you go up 10-0 early, right? You had opportunities. But in those games, when you're a team like Auburn facing a team like Georgia, and look, Georgia still got some question marks. I'm going to get to Carson Beck in a minute. You have to make every play.
Yep.
Every play that you make, the drop pick, you got to make that play. And that doesn't mean that he played a bad game or he's a choke artist or whatever. But you have to almost be perfect, right? Here's what I don't understand. And look, Auburn fans of teams on Twitter and X and social and stuff like that, it's one thing. You can say whatever you want. People are going to disagree with you. A couple things I didn't understand. One, defensively, they did double cover Brock Bowers right during the game, right? It's tough and a lot of it is specificity on when you do it. 1st and 10, you don't need to double cover the guy. It's second and 1, you don't need to double cover the guy. But on every 3rd down yesterday, it was one of 2 things happening because Auburn could not get a pass rush. The only way they could get any pressure was to manufacture pressure by blitzing. And when you bring extra people, you lose somebody to double, which that's how it works. So you have a decision to make. Okay, do we not bring pressure and double cover? All right, bracket, however you want to call it, or do we bring pressure and then we go one-on-one and keep getting cooked? It was either Brock Bowers or Ladd McConkey, and it was the same thing. It was the over by Brock Bowers. This is when he was attached and when he wasn't attached. Okay, it was the over by Brock Bowers, and it was Sale to the 2-man side with Ladd McConkey, or it was an option route where he was reading the leverage of the defender in front of him, and him and Carson Beck were working on each other. Auburn played inside leverage most of the time, so it was all outside. What I don't understand is this. When Brock Bowers is attached to the line of scrimmage, and you say, all right, we're going to rush 4. We're not going to get there, but we're going to rush 4. Why do you not chip him? You're already not getting there. It was just timing between him, even on the shorter stuff, even on the hitches, even on the slants. Carson Beck it was the easiest throw ever of all time. If you chip him, you throw that timing off. You give that secondary defender, whether that be a linebacker, whether that be a safety, whatever, a chance to come down and tighten that window and make that play harder. He made a couple great catches. Brock Bowers got doubled a couple times and made some one-handed catches. He's going to do that. He's a great player. 2 things can be true at once. But I was so shocked that literally, even when Brock Bowers was detached, when he's attached to the line of scrimmage, chip him, beat his ass to death off the line of scrimmage. Beat him to death off the line of scrimmage. But even when he's detached, right, and in the slot, and you're going to run 2-man, that first defender, that nickel, all right, or that Will or whoever you have out there, this in the NFL, you can put your hands on him past 5 yards. You ought to be beating him to like Mike Tyson or Cassius Clay. It ought to be like that. But Auburn was letting him free release, even on the bracket. Yep. Even on the bracket, they were letting them free release. And then I have people, these fans that pretend to be analysts that really can tell you anything schematically about what's going on in football. Say, oh, well, saying that doubling him is it's easy to make you look smart, but it's not that easy. Yeah, buddy, it is. It is. And then you have Ron Roberts, the defensive coordinator for Auburn, on social media responding to a fan because they put up the PFF grade of Brock Bowers, which had to be 1,000, right? He probably made some more money tonight after this game. Saying, I don't know what game you're looking at, but we were doubling the whole time. Oh, okay. Really? So now you're blaming the players. So you're going to go on social media and blame the players? Buddy, you better get your ass off social media, and I'd get back to the drawing board. And even if you're going to double some people, you need to teach them how to do it. You need to put your hands on them. But going on social media, I don't know if he deleted the post or not. Like, that's basically saying, no, I did my job. Our players just aren't good enough. You lose a lot of credibility in that meeting room when you do stuff like that. So I hope maybe Ron Roberts can learn from that. But Auburn's defense has kept him in games the whole year.
Yeah.
I didn't think Auburn's defense played horrible yesterday.
No.
And you are playing with some deficient spots. I get that. But it's on you too, dog.
They fought, man. And you're exactly right on about it. It's less about doubling and more about that rerouting. Another thing that happens when you reroute a wide receiver or a tight end like that is it throws off the timing for a young quarterback who's on the road, who already proved that he'll miss some throws, right? So if you can just throw off some of that timing, one, maybe you get home with 4, first of all, and 2, maybe you can force Carson Beck into sailing another throw or something like that. I mean, I'd rather Brock Bowers just go up and high point 2 defenders and catch an amazing touchdown, which he's likely to do anyway, rather than get that free release, regardless if you're bracketing or covering or whatever. But I thought one of the things that was interesting is so many Auburn fans, after Auburn goes on the road to Texas A&M and loses, saying Hugh Freeze is not the guy, like we made the wrong hire, and you guys were like, hey, just calm down, like just give the guy time. You know, this is a process that we're going through. But then yesterday, when you have the number 1 team on the ropes at home and you say something mildly critical about a schematic adjustment, all the fans saying, no, our player or our coaches fought hard and punched above their weight, and there's nothing to criticize. But Blaine, what was it like being there in person?
It was wild, and it's a crazy story actually how I got these tickets. I haven't been to a game in a long time. The atmosphere was amazing. You know, in Auburn, it was just Brock Bowers, man. He just knows how to drain the life out of stadiums. He did it the whole day, and I got into the habit of just being a receiver myself, and coaching receivers. I just got in the habit. I found myself just watching Ladd McConkey run routes. I tell you what, he was cooking our DBs. It didn't matter who you put on them. Like every time they threw it to him, some DB was getting off the ground. All right, that's how you know it's real. And you got to remember, Ladd's hurt. He's on a snap count. But I don't really want to sit here and talk about the negatives when it comes to Auburn. I kind of want to talk about the positives.
There were a lot.
Line of scrimmage up front for Auburn. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, it's so much different to see it in person, to hear it. Like, they were moving guys from Georgia, right? And I thought Hugh had a great game plan. Like, we got east and west a lot. We got sideline to sideline a lot. Georgia's very sturdy and physical, but this team this year doesn't run great sideline to sideline. I think you saw that with Auburn. Peyton Thorne's not the guy, obviously. I think we know all that, but I don't think Peyton played terrible. It's hard to beat Georgia with 90 passing yards.
Yeah.
All right. It really is. I know you had over 200 yards rushing, but I thought Auburn played a clean game from a penalty standpoint. You had 3 penalties, which is great if you're Hugh Freeze. One critical thing I thought in big situations, Auburn, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, a lot of high snaps. A lot of high snaps, and it messed up the timing.
Get out of shotgun, man. Get out of it.
Questionable calls from Hugh when it comes to short yardage. I don't like shotgun at all. I don't think the receivers play great. The difference between Auburn and Georgia is Georgia's players make the plays when they have to make them.
That's so true.
Right?
Well,
Auburn players do not.
Well, Blaine, I mean, look, you go back, Auburn's receivers dropped a lot of balls. I was very critical of Peyton Thorne against A&M because his lack of toughness in the pocket. I thought he answered the bell.
I did too.
To that. Is he the best quarterback in the world? No. Is he going to be the answer for Auburn to do what I think they can do with Hugh Freeze there? No. But I thought, I mean, he had 12 carries for 92 yards. He had that big run early to get him out of a hole, kind of gave him some momentum. But he stood in there and took the hits. He ran the ball with authority. I mean, that back shoulder to Malcolm Johnson, you got to catch that, son. In this game, Ladd McConkey catches that. Georgia's Rosemy Jack Saint catches that. Brock Bowers catches that. Fairweather, the one on the sideline, which, by the way, he's, in my opinion, our best. Him and Jay Fair are the 2 best pass catchers we have. You got to make that play. You got to big dog somebody at the end. Auburn's receivers, I thought, dropped 5 balls yesterday that Peyton Thorne put on the money in crucial situations. So I was very critical of Peyton Thorne, and y'all know me. I'm the type person, like Jarquez Hunter, you got to catch that ball out of the backfield, bro. Like on first down on that last drive.
I like that Beatty kid better.
Like, dude, the Batee kid is nice.
The Batee kid runs just like Austin Eckler.
Dude, no, he's got a lot of little witch to him. He's a little tougher than whatever. I thought Robbie Ashford came in and ran the ball really good. I thought Auburn showed up physically yesterday. It's just, here's what's hard. And we all know this as fans, and then we'll move on. I don't want to spend too much time on this. You wait you get hope again, right?
Mhm.
You get hope again when they bring in, and Hugh Freeze called the plays yesterday, and I thought it made a big difference.
He did
I
call
thought
the
it
plays?
there's some there was some questionable calls in short yardage. I thought they should have kicked the field goal before halftime. I think you take points against Georgia when you have an ATM machine at kicker in McPherson. So glad we have him for 12
I
years.
want to comment on that too.
But like I'm shocked they didn't take the points. But you have hope, right? All offseason, you wait. Football is a sport of anticipation. You wait all year for your team to come out. You feel better about it. And then the process takes a while, and patience is really hard. I talk about it all the time. I just felt like yesterday, and Carson Beck going on the road his first time, I thought they did protect him early, but that lack of pass rush, I think, made it a lot easier on Carson Beck than if Auburn could just have one guy on the edge that could get it. But they don't.
Real quick, the McPherson kid is great. Kick the ball in the end zone.
Oh my God! What? It's exactly
the
right.
Ball in the end zone.
Stop being cute, man.
That momentum shift to where Auburn just scored.
Went up 10-0.
Went up 10-0. Then you kick the ball and they brought it all the way out to the 50.
Wild. Just getting too cute. Hit it.
Right,
hit it. Guess what? You know when nobody's ever returned a kick for a touchdown? When it was a touchback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's ever returned a kick for a touchdown on a touchback. But I'm going to be debating an Auburn fan on Thursday on Zach Blackerby's show, so make sure y'all check that out. That ought to be fun.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We're going to play a game called Give Me the Leverage in Depth.
All right, let's go to Trip Ryder with the $5 donation. I don't think I've read this. Jordan Hare Magic tried his hardest, but UGA got better and answered questions about composure and adversity.
He did.
Auburn,
you read that one.
Auburn
that
only came in on only 2 turnovers. All right, let's go to Anthony Long with the $5 donation. I know there are no moral victories in this great game that we love, but I really feel good about Auburn's future, and you should.
Yep.
You should.
You should.